70,000 tons.
That was
That
was the greatest 4 days of my life. This is like the fucking...
Hey guys, Miller here with another episode of Housefox Sessions, and we've got a pretty cool day happening today. We've got Psycroptic in the studio recording with us, and we've got on the couch Todd and Jace joining us for a little interview. So yeah, welcome boys.
Thank you for having us.
Cheers for having us.
Fuck yeah, awesome. Well, I wanted to sort of ask you guys about touring India, because that happened like last year. Was it last year? Like late last year?
It was August, yeah.
August, yeah. And that's not something that everybody does. When you guys went over, I was like, oh, metal touring India. Like, I just never really heard much about it.
It's a bit rare for metal bands to go to India. Or
Yeah,
any bands
it's
to go to
different.
India.
Yeah.
Something that's been in the chats for years.
Yeah, I guess there's
Years
a
and
promoter
years.
out there that just wanted Psycroptic. So Dave, drummer Dave,
Yep.
he's just kind of like, are you interested in doing this? And I said, I want to go anywhere and everywhere. I said,
Yeah.
if you guys are in, I'm definitely in. So what's up with it? And he's like, I don't know, it'll be like a week's worth of shows, but we'll be out there for almost 2 weeks.
What was the local scene like? What was the local metal
shows-
bands like?
Yeah, that's something else. For
Yeah,
sure.
cool.
The shows were great.
Yeah.
They were like promoted properly, and the bands we toured with when we were out there, this band called Godless, and I can't remember the name of the other one. Fraggle Rack? I forget. I don't know if I'm saying that properly. Two bands. That were
Fraggle Rock.
Fraggle Rock.
Isn't that like something from the
Fraggle
Muppets?
Rock, isn't that like a
Fraggle
Muppet
Rock?
thing?
Yeah. It was something similar to
Down,
that. I
Fraggle
know. I kept
Yeah.
interchanging those two terms, but like they took us out. They brought us to breweries and shit, and we played beer pong, and they were like, we got them gambling, rolling dice and shit like that.
That was one message I got from Dave. Todd Stern is in his hotel room. He's taught all the locals to play dice, and he's winning all their money, and they're going off at him.
India is kind of known for like there's no middle class.
Have you got a set of dice
I've
there?
got a set of dice sitting there.
Don't start. He'll take all your money.
That wasn't planned
He's
either.
an
That was just
asshole
literally a
like
set of
that.
dice.
You need a third
They're from Vegas
in order
too.
to play
when they brought
CeeLo,
them.
but yeah, sick. So we had a pile full of rupees going, and
You had a pile full of rupees going from what I heard.
right.
Everyone else had
These dudes just thought
nothing.
I-
Everyone else had nothing.
Yeah, they thought it was a full-on heist, but I was one fair and square. They were into it.
Another pretty cool thing I wanted to talk about was 70,000 tons.
That was
Because that's like...
Yeah, you're going right for the jugular with this one. This is like the fucking 70,000 tons.
That's just
that
like a
was-
metal mayhem
Man,
week
that
of
was-
insanity for sure.
That was the greatest 4 days of my life.
Yeah, in my career doing this shit,
Yeah.
that was by far the... I mean, we've done some pretty fucking nuts shit
Yeah,
with
it was
Psycroptic,
sick.
but that took the cake. Like, 4 days, you're out at sea with like, how many people were on that thing? It was like...
I want to say 3,000.
Yeah, it was-
Yeah, it's
anyway,
3,000,
like,
3,500 or something.
Yeah, it was
isn't
a lot of people.
60 bands.
Yeah, so many bands. And so many of our mates' bands as well. Like, so many bands we toured with and guys we knew and shit.
Yeah,
so
I was looking through the list
it
of
was-
like all the bands that were on there, and I was
Oh,
like,
it was
you know,
so
First
sick.
and foremost, we had Revocation.
yeah.
Yeah,
Good buddies.
the crew we went
So
there
it was
with
like,
was
you
sick.
know, yeah, I mean, they're great friends of ours to begin with, but they kind of helped us, I guess, make the party what it was.
Have a good
I wanna
time.
say. It was just an unforgettable
Well, like-
experience.
I mean,
Fell in love.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Come on. Heart was stolen. Todd Stern.
Yeah.
Todd Stern.
Totally.
Todd Stern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
It was fucking awesome.
Here's like because what happens is you play two shows, so you get a time that's like total dog shit hours of the morning. Like first night we had, I suppose first morning we had to play 5 a.m.
5 a.m.
We were just like
5 a.m.
What?
5 a.m.
Is it
Yeah.
non-stop?
No.
They
No,
stopped
the
for a
last
few
band of the
Really?
night would go on at like 5 a.m. and then the first band of the next morning would go on at like 10 a.m. So there's a
10,
little window where
Okay.
there's no bands performing.
5 a.m.
It was very
forces
tiny.
people to have to
But
sleep
what's-
a little.
Yeah.
But what's rad about it is that each band plays
still-
two sets. So
Yeah.
if you're sleeping or if you're watching a different band on a different stage and you miss
Yeah, it's
something
sweet.
you really
You've
want
got
to
that
see, you
opportunity.
got a second chance.
Yeah, yeah.
So cool.
But like we did the 5 a.m. on the first night, so we had to stay up all night. Well, we didn't have to. We could have gone to bed, but you know, that. No, we had to stay.
So we
up.
would have had to perform the end of the first night at 5 a.m., had the whole entire second day off. The cruise is 4 days total. Second day we just had off, and then we weren't going to perform again until the third night.
Yeah.
So the second day was just full on, like as hard as you can party.
Yeah.
We came up with this bit where we were kind of policing the hot tub, making sure that nobody would enter it unless they brought like a hot chick with them.
But like our morning started though. Like
Yeah.
we get up and we're like, fuck, should we have a shower? And then Todd's like, there's hot tubs up on the pool deck, Suffocation's playing at 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do we need to do anything else? So we're like straight up there, me and Todd chilling out in a hot tub. Fucking, I think we're drinking a cider at like fucking 9:30.
Yeah, the drinking was excessive on the boat.
Yeah. But then, you know,
for everyone.
Yeah, well, it's a special
like-
occasion, and it's not just a normal festival.
And it's got a full-on vacation type of vibe where you can just...
well, you're in the fucking tropics.
Totally.
You know? It was sick.
You just... It's mixing two of the coolest things to me that I feel like whoever came up with the idea is a genius, because I wouldn't have predicted that it would work so well, but it does. Everyone loves it. So.
And I think one of the cool things about it as well is there's no backstage area. There's no designated backstage bar for the bands and shit. So basically there's that almost unsaid thing where the bands are at the bars and shit.
Yeah, everyone's just a regular ass person. So
Yeah, and like...
So you're eating breakfast at a table next to Joey Belladonna from Anthrax.
Yeah.
And it's just like the fans and the bands are kind of...
It's just everyone's there.
Everyone's
there
together.
just
And,
having
like,
a good time
got-
together
there's
with
no
no
level of
separation, no like...
Exactly.
You know.
So for a lot of artists, I'm sure that's like nightmarish, but for us,
We've loved it. You know, we were like hanging out with dudes and...
So cool.
But you wouldn't have people just flat out coming up, oh, can you sign this? Can you do this? Blah, blah, blah. You know, and talking to you about the band. They're just coming up, hey, how you going? Fucking sick show last night.
And then it's just normal conversation.
Can we sit down and have a beer?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah, you know, come in and get in. You end up hanging out with these dudes you've never met. And I think from the fans' point of view as well, that's what makes it so sick. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, all the fans were respectful of the bands and shit like that. And the bands fucking having a great time with the fans. You know, it just fucking brings...
It was just perfect.
Yeah, the whole fucking...
The whole trip was just perfect.
The whole
and
mix.
then we did... I guess the destination of the boat changes every year. I think they've done a few repeats over the years. Because the boat's been going for like 8 years or so.
Yeah.
But the one we played went to Haiti.
Haiti, yeah.
And I guess it docks
beach.
at like, I'll call it like 8 o'clock in the morning. And then the boat stays at the dock while everyone parties on the beach. If you choose to, and it probably fucks off at like 5 in the afternoon.
Yeah,
so we spent the full day on
the
the beach.
I was there long enough that I got totally fucked with
like
sunburn.
full on sunburn, but it was...
My little fucking Tasmanian white skin couldn't fucking handle it.
Oh, so awesome.
I got fucked up.
Toasted. Yeah, actually, I remember because we caught up with you guys just
because
after...
we
right after that.
Yeah,
so we...
tour.
That was...
And you were
the
cooked, man.
Yeah.
You rocked up and you were just like red and
forget it.
chest and
fucking
everything.
broken elbow from the Suffocation mosh pit.
Is that where that was from?
Yeah. I fucking went ass up, fucking wet fucking timber
bashed
floor.
his elbow apart.
Oh.
Yeah. Fucked
I woke up to a bunch of bloody sheets. We were roomies.
Yeah.
We were just inseparable.
And just double trouble by the
We
sound
were
of it.
smoking ciggies and drinking booze and just hanging out.
Smoking durries.
Yeah.
I think
It was so sick. It really was. It was a trip that was almost too good to the point where you're like, how do you ever top this?
Yeah.
You know?
But then we came out and did a sick ass tour of Australia,
Immediately afterwards,
which
was pretty sick.
I mean,
It was massive.
We brought Revocation back with us, King Parrot, Black Reno.
Yeah.
Fucking, it was sick.
That's
Awesome.
That's the best thing we've done so far today.
That's
fucking good time.
Top notch.
That tour package, like,
that was
such a good lineup of bands, but also it was such a good lineup of dudes.
Of people with autopsy as well. You know,
the
they're like the
dynamic
best
on
of
that
people.
tour, like,
I love shit like that.
everyone got along. Everyone's, you know, easy going, just out to fucking have fun and enjoy
stress went
themselves. Fucking love that shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
you can't miss at that point.
No fucking egos.
It's like, fuck, this
or
is too
bullshit.
easy. You know, you're spoiling me with this lifestyle. The shows turn out so sick. And
How did you come into Psycho? Because you know,
Revocation.
Yeah.
So long story short,
where are you from? New Jersey?
I'm from New Jersey.
Yeah.
The Revocation, the band itself, is from Boston, but Brett, the bass player, he and I grew up together.
Okay. Yep.
So
he's
I
such
get-
a dude too.
Oh, he's
sick.
Sickest
the
in
funniest
the
dude.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll never run into a dude who doesn't think he's the sickest cunt of all time.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
that like.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Brett, I guess Revo came out here 2014 and did a tour. That's when Revocation and Psycroptic kind of met one another.
Yeah.
2015, Psycroptic had a U.S. tour offer where I guess they were just hard up for a last minute fill-in. on bass.
Well, it came up. We were on the back of a lot of touring, and then we got offered, because it was with Whitechapel, the first thing he did, right?
Yeah.
I think Whitechapel had a support band cancel on them at the last minute for a US tour, and I think it came to us, and I couldn't do it at that later notice. The budgets were tight because, booking flights, fuck all out from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Dave Haley didn't want to say no to it because you have to maximize your U.S. work permits when you pull them for the year anyway. So he was kind of scrambling, looking for someone to play bass. And Lachlan Watt?
No, it was Kaiser.
Was it Kaiser? No, I think Lachlan told
Oh, yeah,
Dave
ask Brett.
Ask Brett. And,
yep.
Yeah, and I was out with Revel at the time. They were doing a headliner in the States. And I'd work for those dudes here and there, just selling merch or tour manager or whatever. And I was sitting right next to Brett. And he's like, fuck, I just got this offer to fill in for Psycroptic. I was like, dude, it's sick. He's like, I think I'm going to take it. And then he kind of did a little bit of math. And he's like, I can't do this fucking tour. I'll be too busy. I'm helping my mom move from New Jersey to Florida, this, that. And he's like, do you want to do it? And I was like, me? So whatever, I was like, fuck yeah, I want to do it. I didn't even own a bass.
I know. That's why he fits in so well.
The epitome of bass player stories.
Totally,
Man, I didn't even have a bass guitar.
Totally. I don't want to ever play guitar, so I was like, yeah. I said yes, not even knowing if I could play the songs. These dudes trusted Brett enough to be like, okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
And then we just hit it off, like fucking straight away. Dave had said to me at the end of the Whitechapel tour, like, would you do this again? And I was like, dude, move shit out of the way to do this again. It was awesome. The shows are great,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wasn't on the first tour that was done with Todd because it was Kaiser from Origin went out doing vocals, and the guys like Joe and Dave come back, and I was like, how was it? I knew touring with Kaiser's always fucking legendary.
Yeah.
He's a sick dude,
Totally, yeah, totally.
Good friend, and I was like, what about Todd? And they're like, fuck, you're gonna love Todd. And I'm like, so he's doing more then? And I'm like, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So we got hyped up to one another by the other parties, and then we did a European tour.
When we finally
and then you met and your eyes just connected.
Well, here's the funny thing. First time we met, we got to Norway.
Sleeping at a coffee shop in Norway.
We're going to Norway, to Oslo, to play Inferno Fest.
Right.
And me and Todd hadn't met each other, fucking, playing Inferno the next fucking day.
Yep.
And we're trying to find Todd. We're like, fuck, he's here somewhere. I find him fucking fast asleep behind this coffee shop at the fucking Oslo airport. And I'm looking at him, I'm like,
look at
this has got to be our dude.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey. And he's waking up, and I'm like,
never seen him before.
Yeah, I'm like, you Todd? And he's like, you must be back.
Sick. Straight away.
And it was just a match made in heaven.
It was. Ever since then, we were drinking buddies on that tour because
you like to drink.
Yeah. It's a bus tour, so no one has to drive.
Yeah. Okay.
And in Europe, there's just heaps of booze, so we were like, okay, I guess
we better get acquainted.
Right.
Yeah.
That's sick.
That's cool. That's really cool.
And so I mean
we had nothing but good luck.
But I mean the session thing, I suppose, with you kept going for a while, and then I suppose it came to the point where Cam wasn't going to come back to the band because we wanted to leave the door open, Cam had been with the band from day dot.
Yeah, there's a long history there.
Exactly.
And
me and Cam grew up together and shit, and it got to the point where Cam wasn't going to step back in. Todd's been working his ass off with us for a few years by this stage.
Right. I took the kind of like
it's time.
I didn't ever want to be pushy about a thing like that. I know you guys have a long history. And Cam and I had never met personally, but everyone told me that we'd be fucking kindred spirits. Two dudes cut from the same cloth. Yeah. So I was just like, you know what? Whatever happens with this band happens. I'd be more than happy to step up and fill in if you need to do just my number type of thing, And then I don't know. I guess it all came down to does this make sense or not? And everyone decided it did. So
because there's a massive history with this band too. What was it? 99.
Yeah,
crazy, right?
It's getting
so it's almost 20
years.
It's coming up to 20 years. It's man.
I've been with the band 14 years now.
Tasmanian band, so it's not like there's a huge death metal scene down there.
No.
I would imagine there's not. I've only been down there once, so I don't know much about the music scene down there. But
It's
you know,
not a
and
huge
everything
thing.
you've done, it's massive.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely massive.
I suppose from day dot, I mean, Dave's an ambitious dude, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
He knows what he wants,
Yep.
and he's a guy that will be like, I'm going to figure out how the fuck to make this happen.
Yep.
I'm not just going to sit back and wait for
Yeah,
opportunities
totally.
to come our way.
You can't.
I'm going to make
Absolutely
those
cannot do
opportunities.
that.
Yeah, he's
for
just
us.
one of those dudes.
You know,
if he
he's
puts his mind to something,
He's a
it's
fucking
gone
genius,
down.
you know.
Yeah,
and he,
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think, I mean, obviously with Dave and Joe, I mean, you got Joe's just a fucking musical genius
Yep.
with writing and producing.
Yeah, producing,
and
mixing,
all
everything,
the stuff
'cause
he does. And then you
His
got
hands are on everything
then
there.
you got Dave on the other end of it, who's like,
Talk about a
Total-
fucking pair of brothers.
Oh, no.
yeah, like, you know, I
What
mean,
are they doing out there eating meat pies?
Dave
the hell?
manages us, he
Vegetarian
takes
pies.
care of
Right.
most booking, but I mean, I think with the opportunities we've had, it's more than anything it's been because Dave's created those opportunities.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, okay.
he's got his booking agency out here in Australia.
Yep.
I think he uses that to work in with things. You know, he
Right.
brings bands out.
Well,
we
you know what it
bring
is,
them out
it's like-
here, and you know,
Yeah, and go to
just-
tours with
just
them and all that sort
networking.
of
He's
stuff. And
always
just
fucking
looking
networking.
after, you take care of them and they take care of us, and
Yeah.
just
Right.
being good to everyone in that
No
sense.
doubt.
And
And
Yeah.
always,
It always
always
comes
been
full
staring
circle.
at that fucking iPhone.
Dude, he's working.
Yeah.
yeah, it's the
Always,
email
man.
going off all the time,
it's,
isn't
it's
it?
one of those things where these dudes are some of the most talented guys I've ever met in this type of genre. You know?
Oh man, phenomenal.
But that's not. There's a lot more to it than that. You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
I
just
mean,
watch.
I think with Psycroptic as well, we've thought outside the square. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, Joe's got a studio.
Yep.
I mean, Joe was interested in that stuff, but I guess to an extent it didn't happen by accident. You know, we record albums, so he's got all the stuff. He's learned how to use it, taught himself, and you know,
Self-sufficient.
Yeah. Totally.
Exactly, and then you got Dave, who's got the touring agency out here, and you know he's fucking networked and hooked up with everybody and ear to the ground.
Yeah.
I was doing all the merch printing for quite
Yep,
some
yep,
years, you
yep.
know.
Yeah.
So we almost had that DIY punk, almost fucking way of doing
It's been
things.
massively,
like,
it's still
massively
proper-
DIY.
keep it,
Right,
keep
but still
it
properly
in house,
managed.
like
Yeah.
but done
because
correctly.
Yeah. Totally.
Because there's a difference between DIY, just going, yeah,
Exactly.
man, we're just going to do our shit ourselves and
we
fucking
tried
about,
to-
and actually being legit.
Totally.
We do everything
Huge
to
difference.
the highest standard that we're capable of. You know what I mean? With all that sort of stuff, and I mean, we looked at it from the point of view. We're a band from fucking Tasmania of all places. You know, the arse end of the world. It's expensive to do anything, and I mean, in this game, there's not mountains of money. You know, you got to get right to the fucking top.
Totally.
So, I guess that's when we sort of took it in our own hands a bit, and we're like, all right, well, let's not pay anyone. We don't have to. You know, if anyone's going to get paid for a fucking service that they provide for this band, it should be a member of the band, you know, or, you know, and the less people you got to pay along the way, the more, I mean, it's never been about the money for us, but the more cash flow you got, the more shit you can do, you know what I mean?
Well, that's the Achilles heel sometimes.
Yeah.
For a lot of bands in general.
Yeah,
It's-
especially bands from Australia. I've heard.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
we were
so
at the
fucking
with the
expensive,
Distant
like-
Tomb guys last year, and they're like, "You have no idea how many bands, legit bands, that just never make it out of Australia."
How
'cause
many
it's so
great
fucking
bands do
expensive.
we see touring around, and you're like, whoa, you
Yeah.
know, there's this band in you know, I don't know, like
having-
Lismore just shredding things up, and you're
Yeah.
like, what the hell? And
But
like,
having
all
the-
they play is the local venue because they haven't.
Right, because that's
It's done how to
trying to
get out of
find
it.
the finances to do it, to get out there just to kickstart your career.
there's a creative element to managing a band that I never really was keen on until I started working for Dave. He taught me how proper management is about. Like, you can't fucking do it all, so like you gotta kind of delegate who's good at what.
Yeah.
Joe's the tech dude because
And
he's
let
just
them
a
do it.
brainiac. Let
Yeah.
him fucking program click tracks or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? And then he's got him printing t-shirts and me sorting out shit on the other side of the world. It's just like,
Cool. So I wanted to ask you guys. You've got this new album coming out.
Yeah.
You've finished tracking it, correct?
Yeah.
Or
Records-
still a couple of bits?
the record's done being tracked. It's about to be mixed, and we don't have an actual release date yet. But we
Yeah.
project what? What do you figure? September?
Yeah, late September,
Yeah.
October, somewhere around there. I mean,
So
it's
it's been-
hard. It's hard to say because there's been a lot of shows and stuff going on, touring, trying to get the album like all tracked, written, recorded, all that shit.
Yeah.
And it's
fitting it in between everything.
It
that's
is,
going
yeah.
on. It's not easy
a
sometimes.
fucking challenge,
It's just you got everything is contingent upon something else that's going on. So you got to carefully book your shit so that you can promote this product and never not take advantage of the time that you have available. So the record comes out in September, but the only tours we have to promote right now happen before that. And we're working on booking what happens after the launch, you know. That's huge. So
yeah, that's going to be massive.
We'll be stateside starting at the end of May, which is with the Aborted Devastation on the Nation tour.
Yeah, that looks like a great lineup.
That'll be sick. That's a full month. Right before that starts,
Iceland.
we do a festival in Reykjavik, which is like none of us have been there. Dave's been there on holiday.
He holidayed there,
Right,
but I mean,
yeah.
it's something you don't often get.
How good?
An opportunity.
Yeah.
So Iceland, that's sick.
That's
it's
gonna
only
be-
one show, but we'll go out there and make a trip out of it. That'll be huge. And then we're starting to book for, I would say the fall, but I guess that'd be spring for you guys. So probably do the States at least one more time, Europe, whatever else we can fit in, and then we'll be doing Australia again 2 more times before the year's up.
Yeah. So
2 more times this year before the year's
think
up.
so.
hopefully.
Yeah, cool.
I mean, everything's in early
Right.
days, but
We can't announce yet,
Yeah, it's hard to.
but we
there's
know
so
what we
many
want to
things
do
that
and
go on.
when.
Yeah.
You know?
And especially with you know getting ready to put an album out. There's
it is. I
just
mean,
so many little things that
there's
need
a
ticking
lot
and
there's a
dotting
lot
and
of
all
shit
that sort
going
of
on
stuff.
at the moment. So I mean, I suppose the main focus really for the last few weeks has been, I mean, Joe's been finishing up the album and intros, outros, fucking putting it all together. I mean, it's a lot of shit involved. Really.
And what's happening on this album? Like, where's it? You know, where has Psycroptic
Great
gone?
question.
You know, because it's not.
I think it's
My interpretation, it is full on pick up where you left off with the end of the self-titled.
yeah.
It's like it's
just-
a
I
step
know.
in the same direction. It's just more.
But I think it's almost pushed a little darker, I suppose.
It is darker.
Yeah, there's
It
no
is
doubt. It's a bit darker, a bit more epic.
But it's very songy. It's like
Yeah, it's still got that formula, I suppose. that
and
we
to
do.
me, it's the most memorable of the Psycroptic material. You fucking latch onto it right away. It's like it's techie.
It's
It's
taking
not-
where it needs to be, I think.
but it's not ever off-putting, and it's always catchy to me. You know.
Sick.
So like massive choruses.
Fuck yeah.
Just fucking Joe loves the
Yeah.
Joe loves the '80s. I think that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
Massive fucking choruses with big hooks. You know.
Yeah, I love that
I
shit.
love
That's
that shit.
that's some of
It's
my
like-
favorite tunes
Oh, man,
when you guys play it.
when
I'm
I
just like,
got-
Yeah.
when I
You know?
got sent the pre-production of stuff and I got to sort of start working with it, I was listening to it and thinking, well, that's obviously the chorus there, and that's
Right.
you know, I mean, I'm listening to it with just drum programming and a guitar track, but I'm thinking, I know what Joe's.
You
gonna-
know
I
what
know
he's
where
going
he's
for. You
going to
know what
go
he's
here,
going
so I know where
Well, I mean,
I've
I
got
guess
to
if
go.
we work together long enough, you know how the people think.
Yeah.
Like, I know what you're going for here. You know.
done
Yeah.
a couple of albums together already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is number 7, correct?
Is it
Was this 8? 7. This is 7.
This
right?
would be 7,
This
so
would be 7.
this would be 5th
7.
one for me.
5th with you, yeah.
Yeah. So
Wild.
yeah, it's been a
Good innings, man.
It's been
It's a great
fucking
innings.
great journey.
Yeah, it's a
So cool.
it's a really cool situation to be in from my own personal experience because
Yeah.
like these dudes created a legacy before I ever got to the fold, and now it's just like
Jump in,
how
have fun.
fucking- how sick, you know?
Slot right in.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Is there a name for this album yet?
Ooh,
Or,
I don't
or is
think-
that like, is that, you know, there's a little like
there
we'll
is,
tell
but
old
I
Millsy, you
don't
know?
think
Yeah,
I don't think we're allowed to tell yet. So
Fair enough.
yeah,
Fair enough.
we haven't probably. I don't even know if the label's been told.
just got that. Just...
Nah, can't do that. I might get in trouble.
Yeah, we might get in trouble.
Yeah,
Cool. So
Yeah,
you
there
know,
in trouble.
awesome. So new album out later this year. There'll be a bunch of touring, so everyone can expect to,
Yeah,
to get a hold of
absolutely.
that.
Totally. Yeah.
And then also today we've done. What's the title of the track?
Euphoria in Asia. So
Euphoria in Asia. Yeah, slipped my mind.
we came in obviously, and we've just run through a song live. You know,
Yeah.
And we didn't have new material sort of ready and rehearsed to play, but we decided from the Inherited Repression we never actually did a clip to any of those songs.
Oh, really?
No, not
whole album?
Nope. I don't know. It just
Well, now you
it
have.
just didn't happen. So
Now you have.
Yeah, baby.
so I mean, Euphoria in Asia. I mean, for me, that's my favorite. That's the all-time time for me. You know, in our set list. You know, that's my favorite one to do. It's a banging song. Todd's the same. So,
I love it.
It's one of the ones that when we did that thrash blast that like every time that it'd kick off you'd hear it all the intro come in.
It's that tempo.
We'd all look at each other and be like, yeah. Like, even last night at Frankie's, you know, it was like, oh, there it is, you know. It's one of those ones.
Yeah, totally.
It's kind of
super fun to play.
Even for me doing like vocals for it, when being an opening song, it's kind of dangerous because I get so psyched during that song, and I got to keep in my head, don't use up all your fucking steam, you know. You got to come out guns blazing, but you know you gotta. Yeah, but I mean it's great. I fucking love that song, you know. It's just that perfect tempo.
I think it's some of Joe's best work. It's just like fucking excellent songwriting.
Yeah,
you know.
That's it. It's a masterpiece. So yeah,
wonderful. Yeah. Thanks heaps for coming, you guys. Like,
thank you for having us.
Today's been really great.
Yeah,
no
the tune came out amazingly, and you know, having you guys in the studios, huge pleasure for myself.
Dude, our pleasure.
Yeah.
The place is amazing.
Yeah,
like, really
like
super
new
sick.
fit out that you've done in here, Ryan.
It's fancy, isn't it?
It is.
Fancy.
It's a bit different to when we crashed on the floor fucking
a year ago.
Last year.
Yeah.
That's sweet. You've done well.
That's cool. Thanks, man. So yeah, thanks heaps for joining us, guys. And for everyone out there, we will have a live recording of Psycroptic coming out in another couple of weeks' time, and cool. Tune in.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
No doubt. See you guys later.
Time for reason complete.